Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hey, Quantum. What's going on, brother? Hi, hi. Hello yourself. First, today, very uncommon. That's an uncommon drop. That's an uncommon pull. But I'm glad you got it. I hope you're doing well, brother. HVW, hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hey, Popeye, on the 7 stream streak, a whole week streak. That's very nice. Thank you very much. I hope everybody had a lovely weekend. I had a honestly, it just kind of went by in a blur. I don't really even remember what I did. I got a decent amount of work done, and I guess that was it. Pocket, what's up? One more day for 1.2 experimental. Oh yeah, I know. That's crazy. It's sneaking up on me. I forget. Which I guess is a good thing. Because usually when I have stuff like that to look forward to, time dilates. It loses a little bit of coherence. But in this case, I'm just vibing. I'm just vibing on up to it. Yo, what is up, dude? I was sick all weekend and still sick today. Yay. Oh, fuck, Popeye. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Hopefully that clears up for you pretty quickly. No difference between weekends or weekdays. I am always confused when they happen. Yeah, I'm currently in a bit of a I don't really know kind of funk in that way as well. It's hard for me to say when is a weekday and when is a weekend. I'm getting a little bit more structure in my days now, so that's changing a bit. But yeah, it definitely can feel like, what fucking day even is it today? But yeah, I got a little bit of work done. I have joined in the coffee cup race event. They have convinced me I am building for the race event that they're doing. So I got a decent start on that. And, I'm actually really excited to show that off once I get a little bit more, work on it. But some people in there are crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I honestly feel like they have just gathered up all of the best builders, and I am not one of them. It feels very, like, humbling to be among all of those awesome builders, but also very inspiring. I'm trying to lean more towards the inspiration timeline. Quantum with the 65 stream streak. That is a big one. I think that's currently the longest surviving streak. Says, sorry, Popeye. Yes. Yes, there is a race event. So there are a couple events being hosted by, if you saw the corporate ladder tower climb, event that happened a few months ago, it's being hosted by those same people. So, that one's done. They're now doing 2 events. They're doing a fill the map where they just build out, try and cover the entire map in as much factory as possible, use all the available resources, hit a minimum amount of sync points, and then there's another one which is like an all the way around the map race event, which, there's like a bunch of different teams focusing on prettying up their individual zones and making it a cohesive race from end to end. Yeah, it's a tower, guys. You got this? Thank you, Quantum. I'm trying. Silly question, how does one back up their saves in Satisfactory? You back up your saves in Satisfactory by going through your file browser. I can actually kind of show you the path. This is the default path. I'll just paste it in here. Oh, sorry, one of those forward slashes is supposed to be a backslash, the one after user. If you're on PC, that's how you do it. You go through that path. And you can just find your saves in there and then just drag them somewhere. Drag them somewhere safe. Keep them secret. Keep them safe. Alright, I'm gonna load up the game. We're gonna have a train day today. I'll be working on some new tracks. Because I have been stuck in the stuffy basement of the aluminum factory for too long just working on decorations. I feel like I need to move somewhere else for a little while. You know, get out of the house. Just have a little bit of a break of monotony. Yeah, I copy my save over at the end of every single stream when I back up. I do it very regularly. I put it in multiple places at this point. I have one on the same drive in a different place. I have another on a separate drive. And then I have another in Google Drive. So, 3 places that I keep my save backed up, just in case. But it pays to be safe, I think, in that way. Alright. Like I was hanging out in Titan. Oh yeah. I'm beginning to document this place. So I'm going to be spending a lot more time here again. Oh wait. We've had first load, and now we're finding out about second load. So I'll wait for that to happen. Oh yeah, I guess it's different for Linux as well. Yeah, there you go. I think it's also different depending on whether you have it on Epic or Steam. So hopefully there's a lot of good information flying around. Hopefully you got exactly what you needed. And you can back up your save nice and safe. Okay, guys, excuse me. Thank you. It's a good idea, especially before experimental. If you decide that you want to like load your save up in experimental, because any number of things could break. Last time I tried to load up my save in experimental, it was thankfully like mostly fine, but if you make one thing that I found is that if you make a blueprint on experimental, it won't load in the base like non-experimental version, even if you don't use any of the experimental like new bits. Also, why am I having, hold on. Am I having frame drops? What the hell? Why? Alright, one second, guys. I'm just gonna check on something. As it looks like I'm dropping a shitload of frames, which is ridiculous. Open the game tab on the game launcher of your choice and pick something along the lines of open local files. Yeah, you could do that too. It's like with Steam, you could definitely do that. Is it done? Maybe it was just a single hiccup. Sometimes I do still get hiccups. Hopefully that was it. Alright. So let's see. Plan for today is to try and get this track hooked back up. I think I started on the curve a little bit. But we're gonna have to do the rest of the curve. I really want this curve to be as smooth as this one. Well, I mean, might not be able to be that smooth. But, you know, smoothish. Smoothish. And very fun to have it running through this little underground tunnel here. So let's see. This is where it needs to connect to. I'm thinking... Yeah, straight out isn't really going to work here. I think I'm going to have to do, like, 2 a turn to go around here. Let's just start playing around with some shapes. More Linux users. I really gotta jump ship. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I've been seeing, like, some really fun stuff about how Windows just has, like, every other day there's a fucking system destroying bug. Like that one that, you know, people, like, can't access their C drive anymore just out of nowhere. Just because. That's super fun. Oh, this is gonna... This might need to be wider than I think. Let's just take a look at the landscape for a second. So I was thinking about doing a roundabout here, because then I could go off this direction if I needed to. Like, centered around that pillar might be nice. So we hit this pillar, roundabout, come out this way at a curve, and then loop back into that somehow. I don't know how. That's the somehow part. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let's think about this terrain. It's kind of unique. It's a unique bit of terrain, so I'm not super sure how I should be working with it. So maybe this, and then how do I even begin finding the center of this pillar? It's not actually that tall, so that's nice. It would be nice if this stayed on the same grid. So let's try and take this up and just eyeball the center of this. It doesn't have to be exact. But the closer the better, for sure. That looks pretty good. Alright, then we can stretch this one down, because I won't actually be able to see it. And just stretch all of these down to the right level, and we'll get a nice circle going. Actually, how wide is this? It's 3 wide, okay. That's good. That's a good circle shape, then. I think actually, I need to build the full circle up top first. That's what I need to do. Hopefully I can still snap to the top of this piece. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Okay. That's fine, I could just use 2 meters to get the general shape. Alright, we'll take this down. Take it down. Take it all the way down. And I'll have to line up this height with the other track so that it's nice and flat. I think it's just 2 meters. Oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to be way lower than that. This was just for building the curve out initially. This will be easier to just build with the curve tool from the correct height. There we go. How do these things connect to each other? Just like that. Very nice curve. This is fucked. Where's my power? There it is. Alright. So that'll give me a nice little platform to work with here. To get rid of all the excess. Goodbye. Do need the rest, though. Back up top. Oops. That's the wrong placement. Okay, hopefully I can see underneath that piece to drag it down. I think I can. What? Did I do that wrong? Oh, this is just the wrong height. Okay. I never readjusted this one. Alright, how am I going to get this one to curve into that? I guess I'm going to have to do something similar to what I did with the other track. I have, like, special built pieces to go along the curve. Except this one is a curve... This one is a curved ramp. The other one's a curved ramp, too. Okay, we'll keep thonking. I got some more circle work to do here. So we want a full roundabout here. We can use it to turn around if need be. Guess I could have just done one of my blueprints, but I like a custom piece. Custom piece is kind of nice. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing today? Jug? What is up, brother? It's okay. Today's a pretty good day. A little bit thrown off because of the late start time, but it is what it is. I got to spend some extra time with my nephew today, which was really cool. To pick him up from preschool and see what he's been doing. He was very excited because he got to go run around in the gym. And that just puts things into perspective, you know? But yeah, pretty good. How about yourself? It is train day as well. It is indeed train day. And I am building a roundabout around a pillar. Nobody say a fucking word. Not a goddamn thing. How do I get the rest of this built, though? I guess I could nudge it from the opposite side. Instead of, grabbing it from the very top. Stream for an extra 14 hours for compensation. You know what? I hadn't considered that. Let me think. Perhaps not. Perhaps maybe not. All good, but I'm in a dry patch for Satisfactory or PoE, so I'm doing alright. I gotcha. Just no motivation really to play either game. Well, are there any other games that have been catching your eye recently? That you can play instead? It's always good to have a little bit of a break. Healthy. Healthy to have a little bit of a dry spell. Here, I guess it'd be easier to zoom out and figure out if that's actually the right one first. Before nudging. It is. Over the weekend, I opened PoE or Satisfactory, but I just sat at the main screen. Ah, fuck. That's rough, dude. I know how it be. I know how it be. Can I keep this tree? I kind of like this tree. I don't know if I could do like a soft curve around this. Let's try. I don't actually know if I can. Now we have to get the curve, like, back aligned with this. Went out with friends? No plan, just going where the legs take us. Hell yeah. That's another good alternative. Hanging out with the lads. Must have stolen. My satisfactory motivation is finally returning. It's shared. I think it's shared globally. It looks a little close to the tree. Especially if I want 2 tracks. Hold on, what I actually could do, so to keep everything in line, is do a quick little blueprint and just rotate the entire thing a small amount. Leave blank for temp? Sure. We'll do that. Then we'll delete it. Fun to roam around without any plan. Hell yeah. Yeah, just like be out in the world. I remember the last time I just went out and roamed the wastes. Okay, so that's where it should be. Well, almost. I'm sure it's done a weird little offset of some kind. It sure has. It has actually rotated itself. Just slightly. I'm not sure why it has done that. But that's actually okay, because I'm gonna rotate it anyway. It's already off the grid. Let's try that. Is give back. DS already has my soul. It's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. Do you want it back? We could strike a deal, I'm sure. I might need to change my curve increment. I don't know, that's like generally pretty okay. Still think that this is gonna hit the tree in a weird way. Maybe I could make this slightly smaller. I mean, that's gonna overlap really weirdly. So I don't know. Lost my motivation when I had friends that said they would play and continue to neglect me, so I just play alone. Dude, yeah, that sucks. That kills my motivation in any game as well. Because I always want to play more than everybody else does. And then it's just like, well, I could keep playing by myself, but now that I know I have the recent fresh memory of having played with friends, it just feels empty. So even though, you know, the game is perfectly serviceable on its own, it's like, well, kind of wanted to play it with the lads. Not happening anymore. I can't play Satisfactory with multiplayer. The build chaos and the OCD will make me kill myself. That's the reason why I started this world solo. I almost started this world in multiplayer. But I knew that I would not be able to... I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it. It was going to be too much for me. Tried it, but had to quit after phase 3. Yeah, I'm too much of a control freak about my stuff. Like, especially long-standing stuff. Where, like, I really care about this world. You know. It's different if it's a game that I've just started or that I, like, don't intend to play for a really long time. Like, I've done survival crafters before. I played all the way through Valheim. Or, like, pretty far in through Valheim. That section of track is not good. And that was fine. I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever played a survival crafter with someone who has the same kind of OCD that I do. So maybe that would be different if that were the case. Watched a movie, played some Satisfactory. Making more train realizations. Hell yeah. Watched Zootopia 2. How was that? You know, I feel like... I was watching my niece and nephew the other day, like last week, and they were watching Despicable Me 3, I think. And I sat through almost the whole thing with them. I was just gonna hang out with them for a little bit. But then I sat through almost the entire movie, and I had the realization that I actually enjoyed it. Not bad. I mean, yeah, it's like... It's very, very simple. But sometimes it's nice to just, like, disable the brain. Friend said he would get it next sale. Now 3 sales later and he still didn't buy it. Yikes. He just doesn't really want to. My worlds are started as multiplayer and always open for anyone to join if you want to add me. Just want company that shares the same mentality. That's nice. That's nice. I would not be able to do that. DS had multiplayer, I would have found a way to invade and nudge and disconnect minor stuff, so it's a time bomb waiting to be found. Yeah. You are the reason why I can't enjoy playing this game in multiplayer. You're the reason why we can't have nice things. Alright, that's pretty close. I feel like I would love to play this game in multiplayer, but I would need someone who is, like, as anal about all of the building stuff as I am. Or honestly, just someone who has, like, you know, a desire for things to be pretty and nice. Jug is a little chaos goblin. He's just, like, sowing discord. Zootopia 2 is like Shrek DreamWorks vibes. It was awesome. Nice. Very cool. I've never seen Zootopia, but it was always one of those where I was like, I would probably enjoy this if I watched it. It's a time when I would play with random people I found in Reddit asking for help building and design. And did you leave ticking time bombs in their world too, or is that just something that you would do specifically for me? Is that just because you like me so much? Alright, let's get foundation built up from here to the correct elevation so that I can make sure it's connecting straight. You seen that movie just from YouTube Shorts? Every plot point was posted. That actually doesn't surprise me. I feel like there's a fucking YouTube short for just everything. Every possible thing now. They get churned out so fast by just having like AI voiceovers, or some of them I'm sure are completely fucking AI driven. Hey Styler, what's up? Just joined. Hello, hello, how's it going today? Alright, dude. I'm doing alright. We're just working on some trains today. Just laying down some tracks. How are you? Multiplayer would be like the 2-week Minecraft phase. In the beginning, everyone is ambitious until someone disagrees on something. From that point, it's only war and manipulation. Dude, that would be much more interesting than what actually happens. It's definitely a 2-week thing. But for me, every time I try and play like Minecraft multiplayer with somebody, I'm always the guy who gets really, really into like the little fine details and mechanics. Like I get an applied energistics system going. I like to play modded. I don't like to play vanilla. And I like just get that to the point where it feels automated and up and running. And then someone decides that they don't want to play anymore. I'm like, oh, okay. It's fine, you know, like if you're not having fun, don't force yourself to do it, but I've not really found anybody who sticks with who kind of sticks with it. Alright, we're gonna have to change curve increment here, I think. I love DS so much, I just gotta show some affection. Yeah, you know, that's what I think. When I think of your actions, your extortion, your threats, I think this guy really likes me. That's what I think. Okay, that's pretty close. We're gonna have to change it even more, though. 2.01. I'm great, thanks. Just about to hop back on Satisfactory again. Laying some streets for my trucks. Oh, hell yeah. I love a little infrastructure day. So good. So good. Okay, that's pretty good if I just nudge this one foundation back a little bit. I think this is about as close as it's gonna get. Well, how's that going for you, brother? Hopefully good. On the truck front. Yes, I think from a curve to a straight, that's probably as close as it is going to get. Okay, then let me run some power poles along this so that I'm not running out of the grid. Need full grid juice the whole way down. BRB, dinner time for me? Alright, HVW, have a good dinner. Enjoy. I hope it's delicious. For me in Satisfactory, it's after phase 3. No one feels like playing anymore? Yeah. With Satisfactory, I feel like I would understand. With other survival games, though, it's like... I don't know. I feel like the complexity of other survival games caps out pretty quickly, whereas the complexity of Satisfactory just keeps growing every time you get access to a new phase. So once you cross that threshold, like... I know what it's like to cross the phase thresholds and just feel like I am so terrified of what comes next. Their whole real life is going into the game. Yeah. Yeah, there's, you know, there's some people that just, they don't want a second job. And that's perfectly fair. That is perfectly reasonable. How did I do this one over here? So it was a 2-meter double ramp all the way down. I think I could actually leave the foundations of this. And then I could tear these off the side if I want to change the design. Yeah, I mean, at some point it does become a second job. There's like so much shit to do. So much shit to work on at any given time. That's what I love. That's my favorite. That's my favorite type of game. Is one where I feel like there's always more to do. Complexity and Satisfactory is where you set it at. That makes it sound like people have a lot more control over what they value than they actually do. I mean, think about it. When you play this game, do you set your complexity? Do you set your complexity standards, or does your brain decide where that is and you're just left to scramble to try and reach those arbitrary goals? I don't think that it is where you set it. I think that it is set for you by your brain, and you have a lot less control over that than you are pretending that you do. Like, you are... I don't set my own standards in this game. I don't set my own complexity standards. I am, like I said before, the finger of God comes down and just pokes me in the head and is like, build this. And I'm like, okay. I don't get a say in that. I don't get a say in when inspiration strikes me and I'm like, now I gotta build this. I don't choose that. Okay, I guess at this point I have to start doing the curve, actually doing the curve. It's straight until right here. Speaking of second jobs, before I came back to Satisfactory on console, I started playing DayZ. And just then I lost my job, so I made DayZ my first job. And in 6 months I managed to crack 1,250 hours. Damn. I've never really played DayZ. Always seemed like it could be one of those games that is, yeah, like could just take up your entire life though. Absolutely. I didn't choose the railroad life. The railroad life chose me. Yeah. There is a lot of truth in that that kind of cliche. There is no amount of choice that I get in this. It just happens. Hmm. Okay, this is a little fucked up that these two pieces overlap. Where are the overlapping pieces? They're right here. Okay, I think what I'm gonna need to do is move the overlapping pieces so that they're along the straight bit. So they're like right here. Honestly, worse than satisfactory when it comes to the loss of feeling of time. Really. It just gobbles up those hours like crazy. Been worse than satisfactory. That's insane. I feel like I can delete 6 hours in satisfactory and like so easily. It's insane. Okay, so let's do one of those. Then again, I am also a little obsessed with perfection in this game, so that does make it a little bit easier to just absolutely delete all my time. Okay, so I think that will merge them. And then I want it to be the same style. I think I might actually make this entire roundabout into the style of the other, of this color right here. Because this roundabout kind of does serve this area. So the top is just half foundation on the side, regular foundation in the middle. Okay. So then I won't bother laying that down. We'll just do regular foundations. Because I'm going to have to build custom pieces for it anyway. Then we can change it to a regular double ramp and flatten it out. Okay, nice. So now it's aligned, which means I can keep building up the curve. Hmm. Wait, why is it like this actually? Burb, see you when you unburb. I feel like at some point these should get back to being aligned. Hmm. I guess, did I mess up somewhere? Let's try and go from the top. No, I shouldn't go from the top, because I already have an established height down here. I don't know how this got so misaligned. Does that look okay? On the curve? No, it's questionable. As I think about it, the feeling also comes from the game itself. Like, it's satisfactory you have all the time to do something, but in DayZ it's like kill or be killed, so you always stress for better or more gear. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because in this game you're like, you're just kind of vibing the whole time. In DayZ, if you're not, you know, if you're vibing, you might just be dying. The ramp down here also look like that? Trying to remember how I did this one. I think there were some weird discrepancies down here with this one that I just kind of had to live with. Especially on the inside of the turn. Yeah, there kind of just are. It's like a little bit of a stair step. Harder to notice on this side because we're going to have that separation with the little pink lights. Exactly. Yeah, I've never really played a game like that. I know there are a lot of them out there. I guess the closest game that I ever really played to that was V Rising, but I never played in a PvP server, so there was never really that feeling of like urgency to get stuff done. Also, how did I do the curved outside? Did I do it with flat pieces rotated? Gotta be a lot of flying back and forth, I think. What are you made of? You are just 2 double ramps. Okay, so they are just clipped into the middle and nudged down then. Gotcha. So I guess they're just whatever elevation and then nudge them down. It's impossible to build up-down curves without those small bumps, right? At least I'm not able to do so. Yeah, I don't think you can without at least some small bumpage. I think the gentler turn that you do, the less noticeable it is. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I am a little bothered still by the fact that this is not aligned with the height. I still don't know why it's like that. But I'm just gonna try and work with it and see if it's okay. I spy a dog. This might cause problems when I get all the way up to the top. Let's go. There's a berry right here. Come to me, dog. Where? Where did he go? Here he is. Come to me, dog. Sir? Sir, come eat your food. Come eat your berry. Yes. Oh. Yes. Jingles. Come with me. Come with me, Jingles. We shall have a lovely, lovely life together. I delete all of this, actually, as long as I have the top curve still. I can just nudge down from this. Hey, what's up, Brett? I bet Ada is a vibe coder. You think so? I don't think so. I think Ada's probably a really big stickler for all of the rules. I think she's probably kind of boring. I think she's upset that I am a vibe coder. Oh yeah, it's gonna get really bad right here on this curve. It would be really nice if I could get up to the elevation I wanted to. Okay, I think to minimize how awful this looks, we might just want to have gaps on the inside and outside. A lot of this is going to get covered up by track, thankfully. What did I just hear? Did you just burp? Say excuse me. Rude. Okay, and then let's stretch these down so I can have a reference point below. They're gonna have to delete these to get this ramp on level. You're just burping up a storm over there. Okay, then what happens when I get up to the top level here? It is as I feared. It is now not aligned. So I think this overlap caused it to be offset. Okay, I think I see what the problem is. I need another piece right here that fixes the offset. Wants others to use a machine code as it is supreme. Okay. I think that's good. Are those tiny adjustments only a PC thing? Yes, the tiny adjustments are from a mod called Infinite Nudge. Yeah, it lets you do very, very tiny adjustments. It lets you change the increments as well. So you have like total control over how big your nudges and your rotations are. It's a very good, very solid mod, but yes, only PC. Unfortunately. I have small adjustments, but yours are really tiny. A very tiny adjustments. Yes. Okay, let's see if this works any better now. It does not seem to be... How do I get this to align correctly? I guess I could do it along the surface of the straight ramp. Like I could just have it be... Let's try this. I just went like slightly downward every time. And then eventually it'll just be on level. Yeah, I think that works. So then we hide the change in elevation here, so it's hardly noticeable that it's any different. Oh, can you do mods on Steam Deck? It's actually really cool, if you can. Alright, now we just have to redo these, and then they should be on level by the time I get back up here. Wait, can I just curve with these? How do these zoop with the curve mode? Oh, they do. They do actually kind of just do fine. Wait a minute, maybe I'm overcomplicating this. I need to change my... Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to change my curve increment right now. I'll just do it like this. I'll do it myself. Hey, Tired Potato. What's up, dude? How are ya? This takes a ton of patience. Yeah, maybe you can. I mean, I think they're kind of just implicit to curves. Like, I guess if with infinite nudge, you probably could do like a banked turn, a slightly banked turn to get rid of them. I have no idea how, though. And I'm okay with a little bit of overlap. Zoop standard works fine for those. I think it probably would, yeah. I'm already at the point where I'm just doing it this way, though. I will have to adjust my curve increment back at some point, so... I just don't want to do it right now. I just don't really want to. And then maybe I'll switch this to a 2-meter double ramp. So we can smooth out the top of the turn. Top of the curve. Top of the curve to ya. Okay. Would it be better... This one does like a little curve around the tree and then turns around. But it just makes the track look weird. Like that looks like an accident. I think I might just delete the tree. I really don't want to. I don't want to. I want to leave the tree alone. I think even if I leave it, it's going to overlap a little bit. Okay, structure of the track is looking really good, though. Maybe I could delete the tree and replace it with, like, a handmade structure of some kind. Lots of patience in messing with painted beams. Yeah. I've been messing around a lot with trains, so what's your go-to measurement? My go-to measurement? Like, what angle I'd want to go for? Like, on a turn, or what? Ignore that ad warning. I'm gonna snooze those. Sorry, little tree. This hurts me more than it hurts you. But, like, emotionally. Physically, I'm sure that really fucking hurt. And then I think... might just continue this curve, because, yeah, this looks really weird. Let's see, where does this curve start? Because I think I might want to go back to that. Probably like right here is where it tries to turn around. Oh yeah, let me change my curve increment. Drop in frames again. What the hell? It's still like less than 2% of the overall frames, but that is quite annoying. If it is being a little bit choppy, I'm sorry. I'm thinking I want to build my entire train system as 12 foundations. So 6 cars general length. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So like general measurement for like train sizes? I don't have one. I wish I did, but my understanding of trains has changed so much since I started using them that I really just don't have a general measurement. Like I wish I did. Usually I'll just go for whatever I think the building needs. I guess like maybe 5 or 6 stations worth feels good. Because then you can do I think 4 freight cars is probably enough for most things, and then you can just toss more trains. Like I like a longer train, but I'm also doing push-pull a lot now, and I really like push-pull. Is they let you do much tighter station designs. So I'd say like 6. Like 5 or 6 is what I would go for, because anything past that feels like you need way too much space for a station. But less than that, and the trains start to look a little weird. Like, I don't like short trains. I had to do really short trains for my turbo fuel plant, and I don't like them. Whenever I see them zooming around, it's just like a locomotive and then a freight car, and it looks very strange. They're too short. Yeah, I guess you do kind of need to like take into account that for roundabouts and stuff as well. But I just kind of like, when I'm building a track, I build purely based on vibes. And as long as I signal it mostly correctly, I think it'll sort itself out. And if it doesn't, then that will be a valuable lesson. Ooh, let's, yeah, do the double ramp. That. I was planning to push pull unless it hits the main line, then twin rail everywhere else. Oh yeah, I'm not doing I'm doing double rail everywhere because single rail is reserved for like, am I running through a really tight spot in a cave? I'm not doing that just for funsies. I think I settled on... I didn't know a lot about trains when I first started, but one thing that I'm pretty sure I was correct about was that having 2 rail lines is better than having 1. For sure. Alright, do got ads coming up in about 15 seconds. Just to be aware, everybody. Yeah, double rail line everywhere. And then only single rail line when it gets, like, really tight. When the space gets really tight. And it's necessary. That's the only time. I want to make the roundabout itself a darker color so that they don't overlap weird. The corners of this one are already starting to do that. They're already trying to do that. Okay, that looks like a pretty nice gentle track. I like that. Maybe let's ride it. just to see. Will this give me a gentle curve all the way around? I think it will. Yeah. Okay, can I just take this down this way? It would be nice if that was a little bit gentler. Like turning in and out of the roundabout. Also, this looks weird. Yeah, maybe like a little bit gentler. Okay, so it was right there. Yeah, it really wants to hook up to that one spot. Let's come from right here. Actually, could be nice if maybe instead of having a full roundabout, a full roundabout would be more functional. But it could be nice to have it be like an iris. Like an eye. That way it's not really a roundabout. I guess it would cause problems if I actually did want to branch it here. But it's basically just like a split track that way. Okay, then we get into the smooth curve. Where does the angle change? I actually did not pay attention to where the angle was changing. It's kind of a problem. I think it's... Is it right here? It's gotta be right here. But we gotta do a track at the top of the ramp coming down. And then start the descent. Hello? Okay, now where does it go back to being straight? I think right here. And then we go straight all the way down. And we can ease off down at the bottom. That looks pretty smooth to me. I actually have power all the way along this, too. Okay, let's try and ride it up. Yeah, I guess that's a roundabout down there, so I don't really need this to be a roundabout. This could just be a split track. It could just be a little split track there. Let's take this train along it. See how it feels. Does this connect all the way? Think about how the trains actually move through this as well. So they're gonna come in. They're gonna come down. Okay, so the ones that are leaving are coming down through this tunnel. That's right. So I didn't have to do any weird signaling up top. So I have a like little subway tunnel here. Where the outgoing trains come back. And then they become a double track right here. Okay. So let's disable... That one already has self-driving on. Actually, if I give it self-driving, what's it gonna do? Is it gonna go backwards? Because it's a push-pull, so it should be able to just go to its station. We'll watch what it does. Oh, it might be a little stuck because the rest of these trains are self-driving disabled. Let's see. Let's go turn them all on and see if that helps. Waiting unusually long at a signal. Where is it trying to go? It's trying to get to Silica Import 2. Which is... where? For some reason there's a train in this intersection just like hanging out. So I don't know how this happened. Yeah, this one self-drove itself into a pure deadlock in the middle of that intersection. For some reason. So if I move this out of the way, then everything else should be better. And we can turn self-driving back on. And see what happens. For some reason, they do this weird thing where they, like, inch into the intersection at the same time. And then they collide with each other. Oh, this is how the deadlock must have happened then, because this one is at the same spot as that one. I don't know why they both, like... Maybe this is where I need the path signals. That center one is... I guess it also needs one? Okay, just to disallow this one from attempting to do what it was doing, we'll back him up too. See if this fixes it. You just hang out here. Okay, oh, this one's also derailed still. It doesn't look like it is, because it was moving at 1 mile an hour, but it is. Stop it! Damn it! Guys, this is becoming a problem. Becoming a recurring issue. Don't you fucking dare move a muscle. Just wait a second. Okay. Now, I think this one's leaving, so let's see what happens. It's a bit of a roadblock, but that's okay. Just close your eyes and ignore it. Pretend it doesn't exist. So these should be able to do a full loop now. Let's see how smooth we're feeling. Yeah, I like that turn. This one might be a little sharp. Not that bad, actually. We have a nice gentle turn into this guy. That's pretty jarring. But I guess it's okay. And then they turn around at the high-speed roundabout. And just go back. Yeah, okay, if I am doing a split track instead of a roundabout, I could definitely make this smoother. Like, this is very not smooth. Okay, I think we're gonna want to do it, like, right there instead. And same thing with this one. I think I could go to about right here, or maybe here? I think this one needs to go out just slightly further to, like, right there. And this one's not as much of a problem because it's a longer track. Let's see how it looks. That's smoother. This could be a bit smoother though. I feel like it loses some of its shapeliness if I do this. Let's take it up one more. This one's a bit of a longer track, so I think it can be a little bit closer before it starts the turn. Okay, how's that looking? I think that looks pretty good, actually. Alright. Let's get some detail pieces down. Am I covering up anything important? There's coal nodes on the sides. I don't think so. And there's plenty of room for that, Sam. I think this is a good curve. Do I like how these merge back together? I mean, yeah, it's fine. Maybe I ride a train up that to see how that feels. Perfect timing. Could be a little bit gentler. I gave it a little bit of extra run up, maybe. Because I do have a lot of straightaway here. It's another idea that I had for this area, which is I think up this waterfall is where I want all of the items flowing. Because they're going to get sent out here as a priority. But then we also need items flowing up and into a central storage so that I can come here and grab them if I need them. I think this drone station is going to have to move. That was a cool idea, but it's getting in the way of the other cool idea. Guess if I do decide on this, then this is definitely where the exports are going. Which isn't a problem, because I don't know anywhere else that I could put them. Like, I need a lot of space for these. So yeah, we'll just do it like that. And then hopefully this kind of follows the curve of the waterfall. I actually did not check to see if these things are on the same grid, which would be really nice if they are. Please be on the same grid. Oh, they're on the same grid. Hallelujah. Okay, beautiful. That's amazing. Means I don't have to do shit. Want a little beam coming up the waterfall on all... everywhere that I could send an item up. So prioritize going to stations, and then go past and flow up. I'm gonna need another one, but it kind of goes inside the rock. I don't really have room for another one over here. I suppose I could send multiple items up these. It would just be nice to have... it'd be nice to have a dedicated up for everything, but it's not necessary. I guess I want to bring stuff up even if I'm not exporting it. So let me see. Might actually need me modeler up to just see what, keep track of what I'm moving around here. Oh, I forget, I have a modeler button. I could have just been pressing that. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, maybe 5. I don't think I really need to export aluminum ingots, but maybe? Aluminum ingots are used for an alternate recipe that I would be making outside of this place. They're also used for aluminum rods and aluminum beams, which might be more efficient or like desirable for some reason. Well, I'm thinking about exporting batteries via drone exclusively. So maybe I don't need that 6th station. Like I do, actually I do have, I only have 5. There's plenty of room up here. If I move the batteries up... Why are you stopped, by the way? This might be signaled weird. What is up with you? He's just braking for no reason. I don't know why. Braking for no reason, and he's blocking the only track in. That's not so good. Hopefully they don't keep doing that. Alright, anyway, I think this will work to move items up. I think that'll work fine. I've got plenty of space. I don't really need to do a whole lot of planning for that. See, does that run into this? Yes, it does. I don't know if it's actually... It might be better that it does. I have to find a way to kind of combine those into one shape. I'd also just do a curve that goes around this. I don't know if I can do... Let's see. Does this have an alternate mode? Sure does. I need to start it pretty early. Okay, this might be a little ridiculous. But you know what? I'm here for it. If I can actually get this curve to line up. Don't think it will start building at this angle. Hmm. And how do I get it to do that? Because it will not zoop. I feel like I have to like do the curve and then nudge it in place instead of building it from where I know it's gonna be, which is really weird because I don't know that it's actually gonna line up this way. It seems to be pretty close. I don't know if this actually just works. There's no way. I have no idea how it would actually build this. Or if it would look very strange. Hmm. What's up? Why not circle mode? Oh, maybe I could do circle mode. We'll see if circle mode lets me place them on their side. I think circle mode won't let me place them in the orientation that I want, because it defaults to placing them... Hold on. It's the rotation. Yeah, it defaults to placing them like this, so that you see the top of the piece. I don't even know. I have to think about if that's even a reasonable thing to try and do. Because I want these to be item lifts. I mean, Like, the curved one wouldn't be, and that would be fine. It just might look weird if there was a lot of space here unfilled because the rest of it, like, has supports. Unless I evenly space the supports in a different way. Maybe that would look better. Sorry, bad suggestion. No, it was worth suggesting. I didn't even think about that mode. It just turns out that that doesn't really work here. Let's try, instead of doing it in between the stations, I will do it aligned with the stations. Can I do it aligned with the stations? I actually can't, because the stations are in between 2 blocks. I mean, I guess these could also just be 2 blocks wide. This is a pretty big structure. Maybe that's okay. It would be easier to add detail later. I just don't want to cut off too much of the water. I want to be able to see it. Could also, if these are entirely decorative, just make them out of half foundations or, like, nudge them in. But maybe making them double wide is the play. We can, like, chisel out of them. Alright, so these go through this little rock here. That's not the end of the world, though. A little bit different on that one spot. I've returned. Hi, chat. Hi, HVW. What's up? How was your lunch? Alright, let's see how that spacing looks. It looks better, and it leaves that space open a little bit easier, because there's less of it on that side. I think it's fine. Can always narrow it down. I feel like I need to. I'll get back to the tracks here in just a minute, but I do want to make sure that I'm leaving enough space here for the items to actually flow. Guys, we're going to be moving a decent number of items. I mean, for personal use and, like, going and actually getting them from the storage, I don't think I need to adjust the number of items flowing up. Like, I don't really need that much capacity for moving items, because I'm just going to have a shitload of buffers in a central storage room. Which I'm only going to be coming to infrequently. As long as there's enough room up here, above the trains, to have them flow in, I think we're good. Dinner was good, though. I ate too much. It's a good problem to have, though, I think. Now I have tummy ache. Oh, tummy ache. Sorry, what was it that was so good? That you have tummy ached yourself. You have inflicted yourself with the tummy oof. little worried that this train is going to get in the way of the items moving up. Where else could I move them up and down, though? I feel like I almost want that one to be even gentler, so that it takes up more of this space. I'll come back to this. So I actually have no idea what I want to do with that. Just gonna work on getting some decorations down for these tracks. We had fries. Planned something else, but someone had to leave quickly, so fries was quick. Just fries? Okay. Hopefully they were good. I love some good fries. I love a good waffle fry. Or a good, like, really thick cut. Basically just a quarter of a potato just fried up. Make that train slope more gentle and more curvy. It's a very sudden drop now. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to change it to 1 meter, because it's 2 meter ramps right now. It did feel a little jarring to ride it. I can even do a gentle curve, gentle slope like I'm doing for this one. She'll definitely get there, though. I am actually going to have to do this whole one by hand because of the weird way that I have this placed. Yeah, we'll get there. I need to make that area more gentle, and I need to leave room for items to flow through it. Which I feel like kind of means I have to figure out where the items are actually going. So before I can build like the intermediate area with the trains and the items, I might have to actually plan out the location of the storage room. Wouldn't be a bad idea, because it's going to need a lot. Like, that space is going to be pretty big. We'll be storing a lot of aluminum items. I'm going to want a lot of storage buffers. And then the power control room is actually going to be very large as well. Because I have an elaborate design in mind. I would love a big window looking out over the entire factory as well. So we're going to have like a nice big treehouse kind of thing going on up there. Which might mean nothing until I actually... It doesn't actually mean anything out loud until I start building it. I've been doing the 3-meter incline everywhere. Is that your, like, standard incline now? Okay, I need 2 of these. And then this actually needs to be 2-meter foundation. Yeah, for the split track here... I guess I should build a platform. I don't remember how I did the split track on the other piece. I think maybe I could start the curve from here. I'll have to place down the pieces on the outside first. Let's do that, because then I know where I'm going. Just seems to work for the 6x6 foundation standard. Yeah, okay. But I hate that rails assume foundations are flat. That rails assume foundations are flat. Like when you're trying to build up the 3-meter incline, it's trying to attach, like, ramp, flat. Instead of just allowing it to continue the same incline that it was already doing. How's that look? That side looks pretty good. This side is a little bit off. But that's close. Place a foundation on an angle and then place the rail on the foundation. Oh, you mean you're using flat foundations instead of, you're not using ramps, you're just using angled regular foundations? I see. Yeah, the puke emoji is very, understandable. I see what you mean. This feels like it doesn't follow the track anymore. Why is that? Oh, it's because the track usually overlap. It's usually right there. Okay. And maybe I want this to be narrower? I don't actually know. Yeah, it thinks it's always flat. Yeah, game's not prepared for the idea of, angled flat foundations. It's too advanced. Yeah, let me try and build this rail so that it's like along the side. I feel like that would make me want to just have a single foundation down. Oh? No? So that I could have the other side also be that way? It follows the curve better, for sure. But painted beams and the metal columns fix that, no problem. You just place them along that curvature and they'll place on the beams fine. But at least there's a workaround. It's a shame it's a bit involved. It's to be a little bit better. Let's see. Oh, I think I see why it was like that. That's a little bit better. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Feldy. What's going on? How you doing today? Hopefully better. Just make a quick print for each incline. I gotcha. Yeah, then you don't really need to worry about it. These actually don't need to be foundation. The regular foundations. These can be half foundations. If they're flat. That's much easier. Alright, hopefully this will connect cleanly on this side. I'm not so sure how I'm going to close this off yet. Like, I guess I'm just going to have to leave a bit of a tunnel open on this side. Whatever, that'll be a fun project to get that angled turn coming in right, though. Doing better. Nice. Finally finished the first tile set for the game I'm working on. Oh, awesome. That's so cool. What are you, what's like the style? Is it like a personal project, or are you doing commission work for someone also? Why are you glowing? Is that the jetpack hog? Why is he glowing? It's not. That one's just glowing, I guess. Did you eat something? Oh, he doesn't glow. He's not on the SAM. Okay. Had me excited. Okay, that one looks good now. Quite smooth. And let's do the other side. It's a fan game for a German streamer and his buddies. Try to give it a bit of my own style, but the main character kind of looks like a legally complicated plumber. I gotcha. Okay. Legally complicated. I like that. It's a fun way to put that. Glow hogs. Just that one, though. I was kind of hoping he would still be glowing off of the SAM. Maybe they're just supposed to glow on the SAM and the other one wasn't? He's looking like a firefly. He just ate something funny. He's on a clown diet. Okay, we'll set the middle of this to be this color. Oh yes, this is so nice. Man, I love a good train track. I love a good train track. We gotta do the curvature to meet this. Yes. Early April Fools? Could be. Probably just a visual bug. But it could be. Anybody noticing any weird hogs? Weird glowing hogs? Anybody up observing the hog right now? Okay, and then the curve is gonna get a little weird here. Going to get a little weird. Come on, I see the middle piece. Oh yeah, I guess I should move the track on this side. Don't crash. No crashing allowed. None crashing. Hey, Helly Hansen. Welcome in. How are you? Yeah, that curve is gonna be very tight if I do it that way. I have to give it a little bit more lead up. That looks pretty good. Very good. Very good, very good. And then let's just fix up the platform curve between these two. I'm gonna need to start sooner. I might need to start even sooner than this. Yeah, because that's the angle that I need. Start sooner. Okay, better. Probably start this one sooner too. Oh, even sooner than that. Actually, I think this one's gonna be better to start from this side. Song is so loud? Really? Sorry about that. I don't know why that one is particularly loud. It doesn't seem any louder to me, but you're right. It's like very loud. Like 10 decibels louder than it should be. Apologies. See if that's any better. It's weird. Usually I can tell, like, proportionately whether they're louder. I can't hear, like, literally exactly how loud they are. Yeah, I'll try and be, a little better about that. Better? Good. Good, good. I don't wanna blow anybody's eardrums out. This one doesn't look quite right. I don't know if it's because of the curve of the track that it doesn't look right. They do a little snake. I love the little snake that they do. Oh my god. I don't know why, but that just like, that fucking filled a void in my soul. Didn't really notice, but I'm using an impact gun right now. Yeah. I'd be drowning it out a little bit. Hey, Trip. What's going on, gamer? What the heck is up? When I split the other track down in the cave, how did I do that? Because I think I was pretty satisfied with how I did that. Let me go take a look. We'll go fly down into the cave and check it out. It wasn't too loud. Your lovely voice just drowned in it. We don't want that. Yeah, if my voice is drowning in anything, then that's really not good because I have a... As long as it's still active, I see it's active. I have a little duck plugin active, so... The music should be reduced every time I talk. Oh, I guess I didn't end up splitting the track after all. Maybe this is... Okay, so I have a new problem to solve now, I guess. Also, it's very dark in here. Normally it's not this dark in here. Spooky. Looks cool, though. Oh, the lights. Alright, well I guess I'm figuring this out on my own then. I can't rely on my previous designs. Just finished making some lunch, settling in for some gaming now. Oh, hell yeah. Are you still spinning along in PoE? Or what are you doing? How are you choosing to game today? Alright, well first I have to fix this curve. Which I think maybe I can do by just starting it a little bit sooner. Instead of in the middle of that block, I'll start it like right here. See if that's any better. It is a little bit better. If I started a little bit sooner on this side too. Just like right there. Yes. I think that looks great. Pretty close, pretty close. Alright, what's next? Well, if I got the track down, I guess adding some signs into the side would be a good next step. Gonna have to do... Oh no, I still need to place foundations down on this side. And I think I can get rid of the reference blocks. I think this area is actually really good. I like it a lot. And the trains can stop phasing through the wall Danny Phantom style. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but yeah, probably at least some spinning. Nice. Guess I don't really know what to play by myself besides PoE right now. Have you played yourself out of Slay the Spire? Or are you waiting for the multiplayer for the lads to get together for that? Did some Dark Souls 2 this morning. Just past the Dragon Slayer night. Nice. What build you going for? It's been a long time since I played Dark Souls 2. But I feel like most of my playthroughs ended up just going for the Greatsword. Because the Greatsword in Dark Souls 2 felt really good. And you could do the power stancing, the Greatsword power stancing, which was really fun. Either that or I was making a Cestus build. A punchy man. I loved being a punchy man. Because of the soul level thing, most of my, like, the multiplayer scaling, most of my builds didn't get past, like, early game, because I wanted to be able to summon in and help people. So I would keep myself at a relatively low level. Okay, this side, this spot's gonna be really, really shitty. But I think that is just the way of things. Moonlight Sword is the best? Moonlight Sword is pretty fucking cool. I do like the Moonlight Sword. I don't remember if I ever got that in... I must have gotten that Dark Souls 2, because I have all the achievements. And I feel like there's always an achievement for getting, like, all the rare weapons. I must have, because I know that there was a build that I did where I got a couple of blue flames. Oh, man, the blue flame. That was such a cool sword. I thought it was so fucking cool that you could do, like, like a spell sword with that by using it as a catalyst. I'm gonna snooze those ads, by the way. That was so cool. So I must have gotten the Moonlight Greatsword on that character. Because it would have been like a quality end character. Slay the Spire's my work game right now. I don't want to burn myself out on it. Done magic and bonk. So this build is more quality and faith. Okay, nice. Very nice. Dark Souls 2 is still in that like weird in-between phase where the magic is kind of clunky. Unfortunately. I still enjoyed it though. Still definitely enjoyed it. But it doesn't have some of the, like, smoothness of, the newer magic systems, like Elden Ring, or honestly Dark Souls 3, I think felt pretty good too. That'll probably need to go down a little bit. I really like how the Moonlight Greatsword is a From Software meme, since it's in almost all of their games. Yeah, it's in, I thought it was in all of their games. Like in some, well, all of like the fantasy games. I don't know how they would... I haven't played any of the Armored Core games. So I don't know whether they have like adapted it in some obvious way that's like, this is definitely a reference, but we had to change it because... I mean, those games have swords. They have just big swords. I suppose it wouldn't be very distinguishable from, like, just an energy blade. It's probably more common than not for a weapon to be very brightly glowing in Armored Core. Why are you clipping? The fuck is your deal? You better not do it again. What the fuck? I am nudging it down so far. The real moonlight and the fake moonlight. You know, the true one is a boss soul. You only get, like, new game +2 or something. Oh, I see. Yeah, the one that the guy has that he's just, like, sitting there with it. That's the fake. Dude, what the hell? How fucking far do I have to nudge this thing up? Is it the wrong piece? Yeah, it was. I think it might just be the LOD is fucked. God, I hate... Blah. I hate LODs. Oh yeah, that's the wrong piece again. Like the hub in DS2, it really makes you feel at peace. Yeah, I like Majula. I really like the music in Majula. It is very cozy. The hub in Dark Souls 1 didn't really feel like... I mean, it was clearly a hub at Firelink, but it always felt like you were passing through it. Whereas Majula, you, like, come back and it's like, oh, we're kind of in, like, a little town here. You know, everything's very peaceful. And you can just kind of hang out there for a little while. Then Dark Souls 3 was, like... That was the pit of the first flame or whatever, the kiln of the first flame where you were in the big building. That one was pretty cool too. Kind of like that one. But yeah, it wasn't as cozy. It wasn't as, like, homey. How did I do the ramps up this? It literally just rotated foundations? I think it was. It was rotated inverted ramps. Okay. That sounds good. Like the NPCs getting added to the hub over time? Like the church in Bloodborne. Yeah. Did the Dark Souls 2 have a Crestfallen? I feel like it did have a Crestfallen. And then there's the Firekeeper, and then there's the Blacksmith. And then at some point, does Gavlan come to live at Dark Souls in the Majula? I fucking love Gavlan. He wheels and deals so good. I don't remember anybody else. Bernhardt? Was that the guy with the Moonlight Greatsword? I feel like that his name was similar to that. I think he passes through at one point. And then there's... I don't know if Lucathiel ever comes and hangs out in Majula either. Did I just leave the gaps here? Maybe I had two different pieces. I think that's probably what I did. I think I overlapped two pieces. Because they don't actually cover the full thing. On curves, it doesn't really matter. That kind of overlaps more than I thought. I guess those are 4-meter ramps. This is a gentler curve, so this is going to be different. Once again, I have to solve a new problem. I can't rely on my old stuff. Gavlan doesn't join the town, no. He's just got a wheel. He's got a wheel and he's got a deal. And he can't do that when he's strapped down. He needs no restraints. Yeah, that makes sense. What a legend. Okay, I think that's good. Just have a little bit of extra sticking out. This is gonna be fucked up no matter what, I think. Although I could do this to at least close it off a bit. But yeah, I think these bottoms are just gonna be... I can fill these with lights too. Same way that I fill the sides. Okay. Gonna be doing a lot of eyeballing on this one. Alright, there are some ads coming up in just about 10 seconds, guys, just so you know. Just so you know, all those snoozes. DS2 and DS3 have very different overall vibes for area design. DS2 is more overgrown ancient ruins, while the whole world of DS3 is basically a dusty crypt. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're just different flavors of, like, this place is dead. But very much in the same vein. You don't really get a Dark Souls game without this place is dead. What the hell? It's like you were experiencing this place very much after its splendor has already passed. And any grandeur you see is a shell of what it once was, even if it's, you know, still pretty impressive. Which I won't say that it's not, because, like, the first time you roll up to fucking Dranglite Castle, you're like, oh shit, place is pretty sick. But also, it's very much like, yeah, this place is a kind of a shadow of its former self. It's always very, very eerie to, like, walk through that world. Messing around and build something that looks really good. Put a screenshot in the Discord. Okay. I'll take a look at it here in a second. That looks nice. What are you building? What would you like to share? I think I'm already on the right scene for this. What's you building? Can I only build good stuff in creative? It's got an interesting shape for sure. Needs a little bit more detail on the concrete, but you got a good start going. I really like that you've used the little pieces of the factory. Are these like coal gens? I take it because there's water there. These are coal gens and there's like batteries. That looks really cool. It almost looks like the shape of a smelter. Yeah, it looks really